In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Booking Institute, your weekly host, your weekly choice for pro wrestling fantasy booking. Jeez, I am Marble Mouth today. I am your host, Detective Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime fighting, District Attorney Vincent K. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm ready to make JLB feel the bang. Because he's not here.
He's not here.
Not here.
No JLB this week because apparently whoring it out on other podcasts is too tiring. And, he just can't come to the podcast that, I don't know, made him a name.
Yeah. Got him both of his followers.
Yeah, all two of them. Might be three. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's been a week. It has been a week. How's the week been for you?
I went to a concert on Sunday, which is why we recorded early. I don't have a problem telling people that. I got my Christmas tree completely decorated, which you probably saw a video of. And so in my household, there are two of us, myself and my son. And we have replaced traditional candy canes with candy canes. The ones, tubes of candy. Those are fantastic.
They're better than the regular stuff.
That's absolutely true. So tomorrow night I have a elementary concert to go to. So it's been a swell week. The season has not overwhelmed me, and that's been wonderful. So soon it will, because we'll be recording podcasts in advance because all of the holidays fall on recording nights.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is the programming note for the podcast that normally would be the weekend of Christmas, and then the podcast that would normally be recording the weekend of New Year's. Those will both be pre-recorded. We'll still have something here, so you can still watch and get your meaty podcasty goodness from us, but it will not be live.
Wrong show. Meaty podcasty goodness is on Sundays.
Yes, well, that's the one we're pre-recording. So,
that's true. That's a good point.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Ta-da! See, I use my brain sometimes. It's been a week here, but I will say that I'm particularly proud right now of myself. I owned a house for 12 years in Kearney, where I used to live, and have now been in this townhouse here for 3 years. And this is the first year that I've put up any sort of outdoor light.
Bullshit, because you switched townhouses after the first year.
Technically true, but it was not my choice, and it wasn't even the first year. It was 6 months into the first year.
6 months,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, but
has
anyways,
you been gone for 3 years?
Almost a full 3. Yes. I mean,
I see you weekly. I would miss you so much.
I have been gone for over 3 years, but we didn't sell the house until March coming up 3 years. So anyways, but my point is, in all that time, 15 years, this is the first year I've ever put up any external lights on my house for Christmas. And it's in a townhouse pavilion. And it's 2 measly strands. But it's something.
It's something.
It's something. One of my favorite memes of all time. Anyways, but yeah, no JLB, so we get to make fun of them all night. I'm probably going to keep this a little short because here in Omaha, our lives tomorrow have been thrown into havoc because of wind. And so our daycare is closed. So my wife and I are struggling and scrambling to figure out what to do with our 3-year-old daughter tomorrow. It's probably going to require one of us to take the day off from work, and that one of us is probably not going to be me. So I'm still getting up at my normal time, most likely. Anyways.
Indeed.
But before we get into the fantasy booking part of the show, I like to take this time to remind everybody that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnus Co podcast network. So once the podcast is over, you can head down to the doobly-doos. You can click that link to tatnusco.com. Or, if you're live streaming us on a computer, you can click and open in a new tab and not leave this podcast. You can see you have it in a new tab in the background so that it's all ready for you at the end of this recording. You can head over to tatnusco.com, see what they have there, the other shows on the network, and then join us again on Sunday for our next live stream.
Yeah.
But if you are new to this particular show, the rules are pretty simple. We're going to take turns challenging the other to book some unknown and usually unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We do not discuss them in advance because we think it's funnier, and we're lazy and sometimes don't think of them in advance. I always open it up to the crowd. In this case, PF Abe.
That's me.
He wants to go first.
That's me. Yeah, I actually do. So I'm going to make an admission that I've made to 0 people, precisely 0. Well, 2 people. I had a client earlier today that I'd made this submission to, and I had a friend that I made this admission to, but I have yet to make this admission to you. I have discovered recently that on HBO Max there is a so again, this is going to be one of my weird ones that are just like, what in the fuck is going on here? But there is a dating show on HBO Max that I have become addicted to. And I watched it Sunday, and I watched it tonight. I didn't watch it last night because Raw. Should have. Didn't.
I fell asleep before the Big E match. So
that was the best part of Raw. I will give it that. Anyway, and I enjoyed the schmoz finish. I really did. So, wake up. So, this is a dating show on HBO Max. It's called F-Boy Island. I can give 2 shits about the name of it. We're going to make a pro wrestling dating show. We will we'll alternate turns. I was going to have you and JLB do this, but we'll alternate turns. I'll actually pull up a spreadsheet right now so that we can do this easily. And I believe that we should, because the roster is smaller for women in general, just through all of wrestling, than it is for men. Let me get to Sheets. Google Sheets. Oh, Sheets. I think I gotta go to Drive first, don't
I? You can go straight to Sheets if you have the thing saved, but it's
all right. I got it pulled up. All right. So, we will do what you and I would probably never do. We will play Wrestling Matchmaker, and it's going to be a truly romantic one. I mean, we see a lot of dating in wrestling. We see a lot of marriages in wrestling. And so we're going to choose 20 men and 5 suitors for those men. So 5 women to be on this dating show. And then we're going to choose our elimination process and try and make them fall in love somehow. We're going to write a season worth of WWE or AEW wrestling love. I will make the exclusion that we should probably leave out people that we know are currently involved with people. We'll make it 6 suitors. 4. That way there's 5 apiece for the ladies to choose from. Okay. In any format you want.
So when we're choosing the 20, are we choosing them with a suitor in mind, or are we choosing them and then we choose the suitors and we try to figure out?
We choose the 20 men. Just choose the 20 men to start off. You can pick first or second.
20
now,
men.
They could be in a relationship, just not a public relationship. So like Xavier Woods is married, but he's not married to a wrestler.
Okay.
So I'm gonna open that up a little bit, or Kevin Owens, even though we know that they're in a relationship. We just don't want the Beckys and Seths in there.
Yeah.
And
So one question: if we know someone is in a relationship and it's public in the fact that he proposed to his now fiance on an episode of the show, even though she's not actively involved in wrestling, does that disqualify them?
I think she became actively involved in wrestling by being on the show.
Okay.
So Sammy Guevara's out.
Yes, Sammy Guevara is the one I was thinking. So, in a total side note, there's
but theoretically, Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander are still in because they have not announced a relationship.
Well, and fun fact, from what I've heard, Chris Statlander is not in a relationship with Orange Cassidy. Chris Statlander is dating someone else entirely.
So that's all for show there, see?
Mm-hmm. They got great chemistry, but no, what I was going to say is, if you watch Sammy Guevara's his vlog on YouTube, he has frequently had Ty Conti on it recently, and the internet is abuzz with rumors of him and Ty Conti.
Him cheating with the woman on the woman he just proposed to.
I don't want him to be, but I have to admit
he is. I mean, you don't. If you're cheating, you're not doing it that publicly.
You know, normally I would say that, except it's been my experience that guys are stupid when they cheat.
Have you been cheated on by a couple of guys that were stupid about it?
I've known guys who've cheated.
I mean, JLB is stupid. He invited us to his cheat.
Yeah. But I've known guys who have cheated, and I've been cheated on by an ex, and I've known girls who cheated. And here's the girls are more likely to be like, you know, I'm gonna cheat with someone in another town, or cheat with someone in another, you know, group, just social group or whatever. You know, I'm going to go on my business trip, and I'm going to have that person that I meet up with on my business trip. And guys are way more likely to be like, I'm going to cheat with the babysitter. I'm going to cheat with, you know, the neighbor. I'm going to cheat with her sister, which are all dumb choices in this thing.
I saw that one, by the way. All those. I watched them.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, so that rules Sammy Guevara out. Although I have to admit, while I hope it's not true, they make a pretty cute couple on the vlogs.
So. Well, I never endorse cheating, but it's going to be impossible. Like, I'm not going to go choose Xavier Woods knowing he's married, but it's going to be impossible for us to pick somebody who's in a relationship that we don't know about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is
exactly
if it's not public. Riddle, for example, isn't really all that public. He's publicly had some breakups, but I don't even know if he's dating somebody right now.
He's married, I still believe.
Married, maybe. Okay.
Yeah. I believe that was part of the controversy during the Me Too, is that he was being Me Too outed as someone who openly cheats on his wife. But that's beside the point. Again, anyways, so...
And I don't pay that close of attention to that, nor do most wrestling blogs. Yeah. Most wrestling blogs don't really get that deep into it.
So first guy put out there. I'm gonna start with a fun one, Marco Stunt, because I think he'd be fun on this show.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So for my first one, I'm gonna go a little bit polarized there. And I am going to go with Biggie.
Okay.
I mean, he's just a fun guy who I'd love to watch on television.
Yeah. I am going to go with... Johnny Hungy. Good old John Silver.
I almost wrote Johnny Hungy.
Johnny Hungy.
Luchasaurus. And again, maybe married. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's one I don't know on.
I don't know what Big E is. I mean, if there's a member of the New Day that's single, it's Big E, because I know the other two are married.
Austin Theory.
Hockey, arrogant guy. The F-boy, basically. Yeah, that makes sense.
And pretty much.
I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to go with a legend here. And this legend is currently single, but managed by his wife and doesn't really wrestle all that much. I'm going to go with The Rock. By his ex-wife. Sorry. The wife.
I mean, I'm going to take the fun out of it and point out that he actually has a new wife, but she's not public, and so it's whatever. But,
what?
Yeah, and daughter with the new wife. I mean, they've been married a while, but it's beside the point.
I'm really crappy at keeping up on this stuff.
But the thing is, she's not in the public eye, so
okay.
So there's a lot of reasons for you to not know it. I am going to go with Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Boom Boom Colt Cabana.
All right. I am going to go with Titan, who made his return on Saturday night. See, that's the hard part about recording when we did.
Yeah.
We don't get to talk about that till Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about it a bit here, but crazy stuff.
Yeah. I really expected more from Tony Khan. It was just videos of his wrestlers. I thought there was going to be a big announcement there.
I thought there would be something more, but I mean, it's
still pretty cool.
Him loaning even just his production team to produce those videos was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't allow that, but and I mean, in fairness, there was at least some actual appearance by AEW people. Well, it's not a ton, but FTR showed up and challenged the Briscoes. So
Briscoes won. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Briscoes won, and then FTR showed up. So we might see FTR versus the Briscoes on AEW at some point.
I would watch that.
Yeah. I'm going through names, and I'm like, I don't know. I think that one's married. I'm pretty sure that one's married. Then like I keep having names jump into my head, and then I'm like, no, obviously, like my goes, say Johnny Gargano. Well, I can't say Johnny Gargano, you idiot.
Like that's literally amongst the rules. Like,
yes, it's literally
on television and everything.
Yeah. Okay, you can't say Johnny Gargano. Say Adam Cole. Are you?
This is
say Matt Cardona. Fuck you, brain. I'm also gonna ruin this a bit for you. This doesn't discount it because you didn't know about it, but Adam Scherr, Titan, formerly known as Braun Strowman, actually is dating Raquel Gonzalez. Just so you know.
For real?
For real.
They're gonna have wonderful giant babies.
For really real reals. MJF.
We need to have. Oh. You want to talk about the guy who's going to cause problems? Holy shit! Really? I didn't know that.
It wasn't common knowledge until about a month ago. They went Instagram public.
God dang! I feel like I need to take Titan off there then.
No, it's fine. Let's go. If we start retroactively removing people, you didn't know about it. That's the whole point. So,
all right. I am going to go with Paul Heyman. I'm confident he's married, but safe in stating that because I know it's not public.
A similar move. I am going to go with Moose, who I'm relatively certain is at least dating someone, but
yeah, very, very private.
Mm-hmm.
A man who has kept his private life very, very, very private. Kenny Omega. In fact, he keeps his private life so private, we don't know what gender he prefers to date.
I don't think he limits himself.
All I know is he makes it very not public.
Yeah.
And that's a smart move on his behalf, whatever he does.
I think it's
he may
funny.
not date. He may just really embrace.
Yeah.
I
think it's kind of funny. I've literally seen posts from the same person like 6 months apart, posting about how they don't like Kenny Omega because he's gay. Their words, right? Referencing the Golden Lovers, him with Kota Ibushi, and the homosexual overtones that's in that, but whatever, right?
It's a character.
I don't like because he's gay. I don't like him. And then later, the same person posting the only reason Riho got the championship is because she's sleeping with Kenny Omega.
The same person.
Well,
I mean, mad props to Kota Ibushi and Riho.
Yeah.
For getting that sweet piece of Kenny Omega ass.
Yeah, seriously, man.
I mean,
good for them.
If I could bang the best wrestler in the world,
yeah,
I'd choose the best female wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to get one wing angeled.
Or maybe do.
No, I feel like
nope. I'm pretty sure that's a no. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like there's that move is me falling from 6 foot 2 inches in the air.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But your head ends up in his crotch. Yeah, no, pretty sure I still don't want it.
I mean, that's the less terrifying part for me. I'm not. I don't choose that lifestyle, but really, the fall from 6 feet 2 in the air.
Yeah, that's really the part there. Braun Breaker.
Yeah, we know nothing about his personal life.
We don't even officially know that he's a Steiner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I was really, really tempted to choose Drake Maverick and realized, crap.
That's pretty public.
That's about as public as they come. But I do want a 24/7 guy. So because JLB isn't here, I'm going to go ahead and do this for him. And knowing full well that I just called him a 24/7 guy. And I'm going to say Tozawa.
I thought you were going to go Reggie until you said JLB. And I was like, oh, no, it's Tozawa. Give me a second here. My brain's blanking a bit, so I'm going to pull up a list.
Oh, I actually have my next one. I'm going to write it down while you're looking it up. going to be right back. I got to go tingle real quick. So entertain the audience.
Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. He has to choose the time when I'm looking down at my tablet as I try to Google things instead of like waiting until I'm actively talking. Okay, so who do I want for male wrestlers? I have an idea, but I gotta. Yeah, that's who I'm gonna go with. He's he's back. He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, with an empty bladder. DA Fabe.
Empty-er bladder.
Empty-ish bladder. Kushida. That's what I'm doing.
My next choice is Danhausen.
Excellent choice.
We're getting down to the end where we gotta have some fun.
Dexter Lumis.
God dang, that's a good one. There is a on screen.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, is it anymore? The way is
Legit.
Basically non-existent right now. And
all right. SWOGGLE. Swoggle. Pretty sure he is married. Pretty sure it's not a public one.
I'm pretty sure he is too, but I wouldn't know for certain. We are gonna go with one half of the Briscoe brothers. I'm just deciding which half.
Marker J.
We will go with Mark Briscoe.
I feel like it would make it interesting if there was a set of brothers on here. I'll do it. Hey, Briscoe.
How many does that put us at?
That is 20 right there.
That is 20 there. So now we got our 4 women to do.
Yep. And to make this unique, one from each of the big 4. Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Impact.
Well, shit, that just threw my first choice
out.
Well.
Fine, don't do it.
No. You the rules. I'm doing it.
No, I put the
So we're gonna start off with from AEW Hikaru Shida. Okay. From I am mad at myself. I really wanted to put Andrade on there. That's a slap in the face to the name I'm going to say from SmackDown. One Charlotte Flair. Okay.
And for the sake of argument, I will say that we don't know sexual preferences of if you don't know the sexual preferences of the performer, then they are able to be used. So if you're thinking Shayna Baszler from Raw, but I guess she's performing on SmackDown right now, isn't she?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was debating.
Like a master.
For NXT, I'm a master.
No, not NXT, Impact.
Nope, I'm choosing. Oh, you said no, not NXT. Damn it. Okay, Impact. Fuck.
Impact and Raw.
Damn it. I was gonna go someone from NXT now too. So
come on. Impact's easy.
Is it really?
Well, I can tell you who I would choose. So maybe you should choose Raw.
Was Raw any easier?
Kind of.
I don't even fucking know aside from Becky and Liv and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, there's 3 and they're all taken publicly.
And technically Alexa Bliss is on Raw, but she's taken.
Very publicly.
Carmella's on Raw, but she's
very
taken.
Publicly.
Nikki ASH is on Raw, but she's taken.
Is she? I didn't know that one.
Yeah, she's married to Killian Dane.
Really?
Yep.
Good for him.
Big Damo.
Good for him.
Okay, Rhea Ripley. She's literally one of only 4 potential options on Raw. Dana Brooke, because we don't know for certain Dana Brooke's dating someone. Doudrop, Rhea Ripley, and Mina are the only options on Raw.
I thought Asuka.
Asuka is not officially listed on the Raw roster.
Oh, okay.
As of right now.
Okay. I stand corrected. All right, and
she's also not officially listed on the SmackDown roster right now because she's injured. She's a free agent, so I guess she could be chosen. But
and I'm choosing Rosemary from Impact.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a very strong argument for not Cassie Lee, but Jessica
McKay.
Jessie McKay. But Rosemary, I think, just throws a nice little curveball at this whole game. Kind of like Danhausen and Dexter Lumis did. So, now we have to go through an elimination procedure. So, first elimination, I'm going to say the first elimination is based on a swimming contest, and we have to eliminate 5 people.
4 guys eliminated?
4 guys. 4 guys get eliminated. At the end of this, all 4 women end up with somebody, but
yeah. 4 guys eliminated in a swimming competition. Well, Danhausen's going to cheat because he's very nice but very evil.
So he's safe.
So he's probably safe.
I'm going to go ahead and say dinosaurs don't know how to swim.
I would say that's a very, very valid point. I'm going to say MJF refuses to jump in because that would get his scarf wet.
You really think MJF goes out here, huh? Round 1. MJF.
He's better than this anyways, too.
That's true. I came here to boost your ratings. There's your ratings boost. I'm not getting in that pool with these other filthy animals.
Pretty much.
Paul Heyman's overaged for this and eliminated in the first round. However, I really would love to have his name carry him to the end. I have no clue. Heyman's going to be a backup option here. The Rock didn't show, just like he didn't for his special for WWE. I'm going to eliminate Luchasaurus and The Rock, and you're going to eliminate MJF and...
I somehow or another do not think Titan is going to be a strong swimmer at his size.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So week 1, we have a swimming contest. There's a bunch of arguments, and there's some splashy, and they have fun. And at the end of it, the girls all pick one guy who gets a bye for the next week, and that is because they do a chicken contest. And so the guy that they pick for the chicken contest that holds them up, the winner of that gets a bye for the next week. So, which girls choose, or who do each of the girls choose for their chicken contest? And I'll let you choose Sheeta and Ripley, and I'll choose Charlotte and Rosemary. They're playing chicken in this pool after everything's all done. Luchasaurus, The Rock, Titan, and MJF have all left. Girls are sitting on their shoulders playing chicken.
I think Hikaru Shida's going to go strategery and choose a bigger guy, like taller guy, for leverage.
Yeah, I would agree.
And of the one that I'm remembering right now, I think Dexter Loomis might be one of the taller. So I'm going to say she chooses the strong silent type.
So Loomis is her Lumis is her competitor for chicken. Charlotte is going to sit on Colt Cabana's shoulders. He's about my height.
Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is going to hope that John Silver is so strong enough, even though he's a little fire plug. She's going to hope that he's tall enough to keep his head above water.
Okay.
But give her the under leverage.
And Rosemary, being a little bit dark, having no fear, is going to sit on Paul Heyman's shoulders because she feels like he can carry the industry and advance her career. I don't know why. I feel like Heyman's the loser here, so Rosemary and Heyman do not get a bye in week 2.
Okay.
But I can't say who the winner is between. I feel like Charlotte and Rhea have the advantage here because of their length.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheeta's not used to having to stay put. She's actually used to flying around. So
I can see that. I will, however, say that despite her length advantage, Rhea probably made a strategic error choosing John Silver.
So Colt Cabana safe in the next round.
Okay.
This is the dumbest challenge we've ever done, but it is kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and say. All right. Round 2. The competition for the men to stay romantically involved in with these 4 potential suitors is a selfie contest. So that whoever takes the best selfies. We know Austin Theory is safe.
Austin Theory is sound. That's what I was about to say.
So we know Colt and Austin Theory are both safe. But takes bad selfies. This person takes bad selfies. Those are the 4 that are eliminated.
Bad selfies.
So still available: Marco Stunt, Big E, John Silver, Austin Theory, Colt Cabana, who is automatically safe this round. Paul Heyman, Moose, Kenny Omega, Braun Breaker, Tozawa, Kushida, Danhausen, Dexter Loomis, Swoggle, Mark Briscoe, and Jay Briscoe. And remember, we, the fans, are the ones who are voting for these.
Well, I'm going to say I just don't think Kushida is built for the selfie game. Oh,
You think he goes out in the second round, huh? All right, fair enough.
I just don't. I mean, I don't think that's his strong point.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a moment where Swallow is probably out. That dude is a little bit scraggly. Not that there's anything wrong with scraggly. I mean, we both got it. I got to make these orange, not red. Orange. This is round 2. Orange. Okay. You got.
God, I can't help. I don't want him to go out, but I think Jay Briscoe probably takes a pretty horrible.
See, that was actually going there. I was gonna say Jay and Mark decide to do their selfies together, and Jay can just distracts Mark on a regular basis, and so Mark constantly has a bad selfie, and Jay stays in. So.
I was going the opposite.
Mark distracts Jay. Sorry, Mark distracts Jay. It would work with either of them because they do play really good comedic. They also play really good bad guy.
They're also I mean here's the I think they're much fun to watch in the ring, but they're both ugly sons of bitches.
Yes, they are. Yep.
So.
Yep. They didn't get pop. Well, they did get Papa Briscoe's looks because I mean even between Pat Patterson and Gerald. Gerald was the ugly one of the two. And they are Gerald Briscoe's boys, if I remember correctly.
They are not.
Oh, they're not?
Nope.
That's disappointing.
Nope.
I thought they were.
There was a Briscoe boy in TNA wrestling, but he's not one of the Briscoes.
Not one of them, huh? Okay.
Nope.
Fine. Fine, be that way, fucking. I still think Danhausen somehow manages to stay alive here. I don't know how. Other than just talking to, like, convincing these girls as friends to be in the pictures with him. So they're like, oh, those are just pictures of our female friends. So I'm not going to eliminate Danhausen yet. I really want to see him kind of make it to the end. I think Dexter Loomis doesn't smile, and so he gets eliminated here. He just has this creepy look. And that's it. Yeah, that one. The one you're doing.
I imagine there's a hatchet involved as well.
All right. So for the safe to the next round bye, we're going to take Colt Cabana off of his safe to next round bye. The remaining 12 competitors are going to, I don't know. What kind of game would you play after selfies?
I don't know. I don't really take selfies, so I don't have a backup game. I don't really play games. I'm like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons.
All right.
For the win. That's not
an oil pressing, coconut breaking contest. You got to break open a coconut, drinks afterwards. So, okay. Last one. I'm sorry, the first one to get the coconut open. I'm going to nominate 2, and you pick of the 2. I'm going to nominate 3. You pick from those 3. Biggie, John Silver, or Moose. I think that's for obvious reasons. They're the types of guys I can see breaking open a coconut pretty quickly.
I think that this is a John Silver win. Because I think John Silver puts his head into it. Literally.
I like it. John Silver safe from the next round of elimination. So the next contest. Delete. Enter. Delete. Enter. Delete. Enter. Delete. The The next contest is going to be a strength contest. John Silver was safe anyways. That sucks. Oh well. In this strength contest, we're gonna do it like do you remember the old big stones that they do and World's Strongest Man? They gotta stack them. Okay. Something like that, smaller stuff, obviously. 5 of them. There is a certain height that you have to get to. Swallow goes, whew, glad I was eliminated in the last round. But you got to lift the stones and put them up on something.
Okay, yeah, Marco's stunts.
I was pretty sure that's where that was going to. I think Tozawa's in trouble here. Remaining people: Big E, Austin Theory, Colt Cabana. John Silver can't be eliminated, but Big E, Austin Theory, Colt Cabana, Paul Heyman, Moose, Kenny Omega, Braun Breaker, Danhausen, and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I think being very nice and very evil does not help you lift very, very big boulders. So,
Danhausen's out.
Probably out.
Yeah. Definitely created some entertainment for the first 2 weeks. And at this juncture, you know what? I'm going to leave Paul Heyman in and say that he is the advocate for what he considers the strongest man in the world. And an unnamed wrestler will come out and help him. So,
see, I think he's not in the bottom 4 because I still think there's one other person that is fairly obviously in the bottom 4. But,
Austin Theory?
No. It was towards the bottom of the list, if I remember correctly.
Briscoe?
No.
Braun Breaker? Kenny Omega? Moose?
No.
Colt Cabana, Austin Theory, Big E.
Is that all? I thought there was one person that you said that was going to be. Maybe I didn't.
No, yeah. No, I feel like it's him. I feel like Heyman would
maybe.
be, but he cheats to win. And I feel like Colt Cabana gets eliminated here.
Okay.
I think Austin Theory survives because of speed, not because of strength.
Okay.
Fair. Okay. Third round in the same line of competition. The safety net goes to a speed winner. And they just have a sprint on the same beach. 100 yards. I don't think Heyman is the winner here. I'm gonna say Austin Theory seems like the one that would win this, but there is room for Kenny Omega, Mark Briscoe.
I personally
would fast.
I personally would think that this would be a place for the ugly yet agile Mark Briscoe to make a play. That's me.
Safety net, that works.
Like he's underestimated. No one thinks he's going to be fast, but he's not a 8-time Ring of Honor tag champion for nothing.
That's true.
I said 8-time, but I have to look to be certain.
So Mark Briscoe gets the safety net.
12-time.
12-time. Holy shit. All right. The ladies have these gentlemen do a promo off now to eliminate the last set of 3. There's going to be 8 after this. The last set of 3. Oh, I'm sorry. There will be 4 left after this. And then we have to pair up the girls. The girls and the guys. Based on how they feel about the competitions. This is going to be weird. Anyway, so they want to see promos. That guarantees Mark Briscoe a shot in the finals. I'm okay with that. So this is a promo off. Who cuts the best promo? Available are 7 people. Big E, John Silver. This has actually turned out to be really good by accident. Big E, John Silver, Austin Theory, Paul Heyman, Moose, Kenny Omega, Braun Breaker, Of course, Mark Briscoe is cutting a promo, but cannot be eliminated.
I feel the weakest link of that is probably
Braun
Austin
Breaker.
Theory, in my opinion.
Braun Breaker. Okay,
Braun-
we'll eliminate both.
I Austin Theory barely does promos. That's my thing. Like he's got some charisma, but he's just not there yet for that. Braun Breaker just is too much like his dad, which is either a blessing or a curse. But
All right, so we have to eliminate two of Big E, John Silver, Paul Heyman, Moose, and Kenny Omega. My God, is Moose going to go out to a promo?
possibly, I mean, promos weren't always Moose's strong suit.
No,
He's
but
come on
and
recently.
Kenny Paul, and I feel like all four of those others are like best in the world category guys. I mean, Paul Heyman is the best promo cut of all time. John Silver is really entertaining when he cuts the Johnny Hungy promos. Big E, I mean, if it was still Big E Langston and it was him as Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard, yeah, that dude couldn't cut a promo. But now we have, I mean, the dude can clap a better promo than Moose can pull off. And then, of course, Kenny Omega, who is the cleaner. And again, Mark Briscoe safe to the finals. So is Moose gone here?
I'd say Moose is gone.
Here's the real question. Which one of those other four are you getting rid of? Is Kenny Omega the weakest of those four? That's tough.
I think there's a way that we're still gonna have to eliminate one of them, but I think there's a way that you can eliminate Paul Heyman on a technicality that the judges come and say because he did not complete the challenge the previous episode.
Ooh. So because he was an advocate for the guy who finished the rock carrying, now out comes the judges and they say, well, since you're an advocate for them, they should be an advocate for you here.
I think it can be we went to the rule books and we've determined that you're eliminated because of that. That's my thing. We've seen that happen in similar shows before.
Sure,
so.
We'll go with that. I'm okay with that. Which gives us a final with Mark Briscoe, Kenny Omega, John Silver, and Big E. You are so excited to give John Silver some wonderful, beautiful woman that is definitively no ifs, ands, or buts taller than him. I can tell because Sheeta, being the shortest in this group, is probably still taller than John Silver.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not putting Sheeta with John Silver. That doesn't.
I think the only no-brainer here is that Mark Briscoe and Rhea Ripley are in love.
See, and I was gonna put Johnny Hungy with Rhea Ripley just because that's an odd couple pairing. That
I was gonna go John Silver with Rosemary because I thought that she could join the Dark Order. But let's get the obvious one out of the way. The king and queen of professional wrestling, one of them actual and the other one self-proclaimed. Charlotte and Kenny Omega would make beautiful babies. Can we agree on that one?
Until the plastic surgery came around.
So Kenny Omega and Charlotte, congratulations on your budding relationship. Where do you go with Briscoe, Big E, or Silver? So how did you have the other ones break down? Were we both landing on Kenny Omega and Charlotte?
I'm fine with that. See, you were wanting Briscoe with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
I feel like they both have their brutality.
That's part of why I don't want them together. I like the idea of the Japanese princess and the American redneck landing together in my book.
Japanese princess and the American redneck. So Mark Briscoe and Sheeta, huh? I don't see it, but I'll allow it.
That's just why I see, because it's an odd couple pairing, and here's the deal: is I feel most of the time odd couples land together.
So you've got Big E with Rosemary. That's a really odd couple.
Got to keep them in line.
He rocks and dies. Okay, DK going to join the New Day. So go ahead and hit us at DA Vincent Kayfabe, and if you think it's a terrible, horrible challenge, because it was absolutely horrible, but it was fun, and that's what I was going for. And hit at Raw and Order WBU if you want to tell Smarks that Big E and Rosemary do not belong together, and that's sick and sadistic and mean. And Mark Briscoe and John Silver would both be able to survive Rosemary better than Big E.
I'm not making that argument. They ended up together by default because of the other pairings. That's
one date breakup.
But okay, we'll move on to my
90
challenge.
90 Day Fiance. Yes, please. Let's do
my challenge is going to be more rapid fire. So, because we said we were going to make this a shorter show, and we're not. But
I'm sorry, man. I was having fun.
But so mine's gonna be more rapid fire in honor of the fact that this week is the premiere of the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Recasting.
I'm not doing Spider-Man because I don't know, because I can. But there's a lot of rumors, speculation, and more specifically just kind of knowledge that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is leading towards a way to introduce the X-Men at some point. And there's a lot of speculation that this new Spider-Man movie is going to do some setting up for that potential. So we're going to cast the all-wrestler X-Men. I'm going to throw out an X-Men.
I feel like we've actually done this before, but I'm okay with it.
This is the way I'm going to throw out an X-Man. You throw out the wrestler, any promotion.
So this will be the most non-wrestling FBI we've ever done.
Quite possibly, yes.
Okay.
Starting off, Wolverine.
In fact, I know we've done this because the last time I said the same person, and I'm going to say Brian Cage, this Wolverine.
See, I get it, but I would do Johnny Hungy right now because he's closer to the height. Anyways, we are jumping to Sabretooth.
Oh, can I recast Wolverine? Because I feel like Brian Cage makes a better Sabretooth.
Okay, so who are you casting Wolverine?
I'll take your Johnny Hungy. I like that idea.
Cyclops,
Orange Cassidy.
Okay. Jubilee.
I'm going to use the green mist as her explosive abilities, and I'm going to say Asuka. And yes, I know Jubilee was a lot younger than that, but we're going with it.
That's fine. We are going to hit Colossus.
Titan. I feel like that's Adam Scher.
Iceman.
Can I use historical?
Sure.
Dean Malenko.
Okay.
It's only fitting. You thought I was going to go with Glacier when I said that, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Even though he doesn't fit Iceman's character all that well.
Storm.
Ooh. Bianca Belair. Yes, that was racially motivated. I'll admit it.
Psylocke.
I'm not familiar with Psylocke. Help me out.
She's a psychic ninja. She was played by what's her name? Elizabeth.
Doesn't matter. I can use it
In movies.
I'm gonna go with psychic ninja. God dang it! I just had it too. Xia Li. More on the ninja part than the psychic part.
We are going to go with Beast.
Brock Lesnar. No, he's not smart enough to be Beast. Roman Reigns. That dude seems like he's played a really manipulative role. And though Beast wasn't manipulative, it does give you the idea that he has some brains inside that brawn.
Okay. Nightcrawler.
Tozawa. Nope. Kushida.
Gambit.
That one's a little tougher. Sami Callihan.
Okay. Now we're going to hit a couple villains for this here movie. Of course, you can't have
Sabretooth is a villain.
He also was a member of the X-Men at one point.
Really?
Yeah, sure was.
Okay.
But we will also go with you can't have the X-Men without Magneto. So
Vince McMahon. Are you doing Mr. Sinister?
I wasn't planning on it, but if you want it, Mr. Sinister.
No, if you were doing Mr. Sinister, that's who Vince would have been. But no, Magneto could be Vince.
Juggernaut.
That's Braun Strowman, or that's Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Mystique.
This is going to sound really cliche. Sasha Banks just seems like she would play that role really, really well.
Okay. So this is going to be a double casting. Jean Grey / Dark Phoenix.
That's Becky Lynch. I think that's. Tell me if you think anybody would be better. I think Becky Lynch is made for that role if you're going to cast a wrestler in it.
Okay, and this one's going to be an easy one. Sauron.
Who's Sauron?
He's the one who looks like a pterodactyl. When he's a dinosaur. Just strap some wings on Luchasaurus and you're done.
Okay.
He'd probably be happier with that than being cast as Toad.
As who?
Toad.
Oh, yeah, Toad. Wasn't Toad just made for that movie?
Nope. No, he existed.
Oh my God.
Debuted in 1964.
What a horrible superhero role.
The movie made it worse than he really was, but yeah. He's not the best. But here's the deal. It's like Luchasaurus would be like, Toad is an amphibian. I am a dinosaur. Right? We're completely different species. Okay. So, yep, quick. Like I said, I know we did at least some of them before, but I tried to throw in some that we didn't do last time just to be certain. And, things change. I was a little surprised that, like, Hikaru Shida didn't end up as Psylocke because...
That's who you would have chose.
Well, she's Japanese. Ninjas come from Japan. That makes more sense.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Xia Li is known for her kicks and strikes.
And her kung fu, which is from China.
Shut up. I don't care if it's kung fu or not. What I do care about is the fact that she's known for striking.
Yeah.
Not.
I mean, Kairi Sane's known for striking.
There's no wrestler that's known for their stealth.
I mean, Kairi Sane's known for her striking, and she's also Japanese.
And she kind of got stealth. Like, oh shit, Kairi Sane won. What the fuck? She's also known for being a fucking pirate.
I mean, in a way, since you don't know Psylocke, Psylocke's a fucked up sort of character. I gotta be honest with you. She's one of my favorites from back when I was like into comic books. I haven't really read for a long time, but Psylocke is a person in a different person's body.
Are you suggesting I should have chosen Nyla Rose for this, or that's fucked up, dude?
I gotta find here. So she's Elizabeth Betsy Braddock, was born and raised in England with her twin brother Brian Braddock, who eventually becomes Captain Britain. Her brother Jamie is also a character, but not a big thing. Anyways, Betsy becomes a pilot. She gets taken hostage by the Red Skull. And she develops psychic precognitive powers. She dyes her hair purple, takes up modeling, blah, 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 all of this stuff. That's all great. But eventually, Betsy was kidnapped by Mojo, brainwashed, given cybernetic eyes, and as Psylocke became the star of his new show. After which, she moved into the X-Men's mansion to recover, and then eventually takes over the body of another character. In a body swap, she takes over Lady Mandarin, who was a ninja. And so the Psylocke that we know is Betsy Braddock in the body of an evil ninja.
Fair enough. Obviously retaining her ninja skills.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, Lady Mandarin, as the name suggests, was the female version of the Mandarin, which is also hinted at in the Shang-Chi movie that just recently
great
came out,
movie.
which was a great
really
movie.
Good movie.
So
I've also noticed that there are Twitter trolls for everything, because Shang-Chi was a very good movie, and there were Twitter trolls all over that.
So let's speak a little bit about Twitter and Facebook and how I this week drew the ire of Dominic Mysterio fans.
Good job, bud.
Right.
Both of them?
There was at least three. So
all three of Dominic Mysterio.
All three of them came. No, it was excuse me. Someone posted a thing about Hook. You know, Hook had his debut match on Rampage, came out and was pretty decent, right? And someone posted,
I thought he was going to break his own arm when he did that clothesline, though.
Mm-hmm.
Those little twigs delivering that devastating of a clothesline to Fuego. I was like, what?
Yeah. But he was pretty darn good. So,
yes.
But someone posted, you know, why is everyone surprised that Hook was good? I mean, he's Taz's son. And I said, I mean, to be fair, there have been lots of second generation wrestlers who've been crappy. I mean, look at Dominic Mysterio. And oh my goodness, did these people, the bad take, man. Dominic's really good. And I'm like, well, one of them posted, Dominic's like a younger Rey Mysterio. And I go, whoa. Listen, if you like Dominic, that's fine, right? I'm fine with that. But you are not going to tell me that Dominic is like a young Rey Mysterio. I watched young Rey Mysterio in WCW. I watched young Rey Mysterio in New Japan back in the day, right? Dominic doesn't have 1/10 the talent, the ring presence, the charisma, the speed, the skill.
I think if he wasn't trying to be a young Rey Mysterio, he would be an actual performer. I think if they played along the storylines of Dominic's last story, which was 16 years ago, and had Dominic say, I'm going to perform like my real dad. I mean, you wrote the crap story 16 years ago. You may as well pay it off now.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I agree.
And have him pretend to be Eddie. And I think if he did a lie, cheat, and steal gimmick, I think he would actually be successful with it.
I think if Dominic Mysterio spent about 2 years down in developmental where we weren't watching him and then came out and wrestled, he might be okay. But the fact that he has been pushed down our throats immediately into the main event scene for tag team as a viable option. No, he ain't it. Now I will go on and say he's not the only example of a second generation wrestler.
There's one $1 million son.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Ted DiBiase Jr.
I mean, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah,
but again, when they were forced to follow the gimmick of their dad, that's when we get that.
Here's the deal:
There's a dude who should have followed the gimmick of his dad and didn't, and that's Curtis Axel.
Mm-hmm.
Had he been Junior Perfect, I think we would have had a pretty good run with him. Fisherman suplex, purely technical. Absolutely. Do we have a message or something?
No, I'm bringing up a list here that I wanted to see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Richie Steamboat had a son who tried to wrestle and sucked.
We do have a message on.
Yeah, no, it's just
YouTube.
It's just spam, but it's not racist spam, so it's whatever.
At least we can't tell that it is, but nobody's gone to the website yet. I'm sure it's porn.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sons.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no. Richie Steamboat had a son who tried to wrestle and sucked. I mean, you could argue Alberto Patron's a second generation wrestler and he sucks, but mostly it's a person.
Yes.
I'm still not sold on Colton Gunn yet.
Garrett Bischoff. Jerry Lawler, Christopher.
Brian Lawler.
Brian Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great wrestler. Not a horrible wrestler, but not a great wrestler. David Flair.
Yeah, that's a.
Reese looks like he may end up being pretty decent, though. I mean, he's got a few more years of amateur stuff, but
here's a list from 15 years ago on the Sports Store. Top 15 worst, not 15 years ago, 5 years ago, excuse me. Top 15 worst second generation wrestlers of all time. Renee Dupree.
Yeah. CPCO's kid or what?
No. Emile Dupree was wrestler and promoter back in the territory days.
Okay.
Camacho, who's the son of Meng,
Really?
and did not do good, although Haku's other son has gone on. Barry Orton, not Randy Orton. Barry Orton. Bob Orton Jr.'s brother, Barry Orton. Randy's uncle. Sucked. Do you remember Manu?
Faintly.
Came in and he was teamed with, was it Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr.? Son of Afa. Scott Putski. Now, in fairness, Ivan Putski wasn't exactly a superstar, but
Well, there's definitely an Armstrong or two that could fit into this.
David Sammartino.
Well, in his defense, he is the son of one of the greatest of all time.
Tamina.
Legit. Natty.
Wes Briscoe, who is the son of Gerald Briscoe.
Gerald Briscoe. That's the one I was thinking of. Who tagged with Garrett Bischoff.
Yeah. Scott Hall's son, whose name was Cody Hall. We've mentioned this name before, Sean Stasiak.
Again, when you're the son of somebody that great, Stan Stasiak was so hated, people literally chased him down to the hotel and tried to kill him.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka's other child, Sim Snuka.
We don't even know the name of for that reason.
Oh, there's Garrett Bishop. And David Flair's number 1 on the list.
I would say, interestingly enough, are you aware that there's a third generation star who we all love, know, and think is great, without a second generation star in between?
I feel like I should know it, but it's not jumping to the top of my head. So
it is one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There was not a son of Rocky Maivia. I'm sorry, of High Chief Peter Maivia. That was, or a child that was the wrestler in between. It was a son-in-law that became the second generation, but did not train.
Peter Maivia's daughter married Rocky Johnson.
And making The Rock the third generation star without a second generation star. Only by marriage.
Here's a Reddit list. Second or third generation wrestlers who were awful in the ring. Eric Watts. Let me throw out there. Reddit's being stupid. I don't know if I had a urge to keep going on this much longer.
Well, we do have a game to play, and we got about 10 minutes left of the podcast.
Greg Gagne. Yeah.
Burns kid.
Lacey Von Erich wasn't particularly great.
I thought she was all right. I mean, again, compared to Von Erich, she's not great, but I didn't think she was that bad back in her TNA Impact days.
There's another mention of Sean Stasiak, a.k.a. Meat. So was it Jason Jordan? Horrible.
And did not return.
And he was not horrible in the ring. He just wasn't. The thing is, not only was he not the better of those two in American Alpha, he also wasn't the one who looked the most like Kurt Angle.
Yeah, he was just the bald one.
Yeah, he was bald, and that's about it. But if you put Kurt Angle and Chad Gable side by side and told people this was father and son, most people would probably believe it.
Yeah.
Especially now, short hair, Chad Gable.
I feel like they could still do that. Like they could. Hey, the test was messed up.
Yeah. Hey, we realized that we'd switched the results accidentally. It was Chad Gable that's your son.
What? You didn't even give him a run with Kurt coming out.
So we will move on to our game. This is pick or pass. This always goes a lot faster when it's just the two of us here.
By the way, side note to Chad Gable, don't ever oversell a Rey Mysterio or a Dominic Mysterio slap ever again. That was the most oversold slap I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. Did you watch the Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan match?
Well, okay. There was no slaps though. But yes, that was everything was oversold in that.
Yeah.
Might be a good one for Botchalong if we bring back Botchalong.
So we're gonna start off here's I'm gonna see if we can maybe build up. This is my theory. All right. So we're gonna start off in their prime, Hulk Hogan or Macho Man.
And we're gonna try and build up from this.
I'm gonna see. This is an experiment.
I'm gonna keep the lesser of the two.
No, we still play by the normal rules. I'm just gonna see if even playing by the normal rules we can build up.
So you want to know if we can build upward from Hulk Hogan's prime?
Hulk Hogan in his prime.
I'm going to choose Macho Man in his prime.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you Hulk Hogan in his prime. Kevin Nash in his prime, which is 1996-97.
So I'm probably going to surprise and say Hulk Hogan, if only because Hulk Hogan was still the bigger draw, regardless of wrestling skill.
Sure.
Right?
No,
so,
I couldn't fault you for that. Kevin Nash was the bigger surprise and pulled viewers over because suddenly he was there.
Yeah. So we're going to keep it going. Kevin Nash or Scott Hall?
Both in 96-97.
Yeah.
Wow. There would be arguments that you don't have Kevin Nash without Scott Hall because of the sequence in which they came. But there was more anticipation for Scott Hall's big friend than there, because we knew who it was, than there was for Scott Hall's random show up. So because of the anticipation level and the power bomb to Eric Bischoff, I'm going to keep Kevin Nash in his prime. Scott Hall in that same prime versus with DDP in his prime. Very close to the same era. Kind of wonder they kicked the shit out of WWE for 83 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We just named all the stuff reasons.
I'm going to go with Scott Hall.
Because DDP didn't happen without Scott Hall.
Yeah, or just, I don't know, reasons.
Okay.
So DDP or Scott Steiner.
Ooh, Scott Steiner's prime is probably Impact. I hate to say that, but Scott Steiner's singles prime is probably during Impact. I'm going to keep DDP. But that's tough. That was really a tough one. Scott Steiner in his prime, Goldberg in his prime.
Steiner.
Really? Because of promos?
I never fell into the Goldberg hole.
God, I was in the Goldberg hole deep.
No.
In 1997, 98.
Never did. So Goldberg, Steve Austin.
Oh, Steve Austin.
Okay.
Steve Austin, yeah. Especially 99, 2000. Yeah, Steve Austin. Goldberg, Triple H.
Triple H.
I don't blame you.
Goldberg, Or I don't know. They faced off. Goldberg or Brock.
In 2000.
But we're still talking Goldberg in his prime.
Yeah.
Goldberg in his prime.
98 versus 2002.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Brock's prime was in 2014, 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. And because Brock isn't showing up, I'm going to take Goldberg. Because we were getting Goldberg week in and week out, just destroying people. So I'm going to go with Goldberg. Brock, HBK in his prime.
HBK.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. More draw. Way more draw.
Brock or keep the thing going, Bret Hart in his prime.
Bret Hart in his prime, but that's tough because Bret Hart's prime is really 95, 96, which is the worst years of WWE. There are people who would argue Bret's prime was 92, 93, and I think that's fine, but he got buried by Hogan. There are people who would argue Bret's prime was in 97, 98 when he finally played the heel role. But I really think Bret's prime was his first title run. And so I'm going to go 95, 96, his first long title run, 95, 96. I'm still say Bret. Brock, John Cena.
That one's tougher than it should be. Brock in his prime.
There's a lot of draw to Brock, and there's a lot of go away heat. Yeah. Even in Cena's most prime.
Yeah,
I mean, the Cena's a goat. Don't get me wrong. He's on the Rushmore.
Yeah, the thing with Brock is a ton of fun watching him throw around people. He's not as good on the mic. Although I will have to say, hey buddy, how you doing? How you been? Was actually pretty good on the mic.
That was a great. In fact, this may be the best promo Brock we've ever had.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'd love to take you to Canada and go hunting with you.
You know what, Brock? I've been better. Okay.
I feel like Sammy had some input in that promo.
Yes.
It fits Sammy.
John Cena. Or Prime. Jeez, this is gonna. I know you're gonna pick, but Prime R-Truth.
Ooh, that's not R-Truth then. That's Ron Killings.
It might be.
God dang, that was really good stuff back in the day. The problem is R-Truth has three different primes. Like he legitimately has the promo prime, which is I would say hands down is Little Jimmy. Like his promos during Little Jimmy and all of that stuff, fantastic. He has his in-ring prime, which is hands down Ron Killings, ECW champion. Just like lights out. If you take all of those events because of his very long career, that it's had two or three different styles to it. I think I'm going to take Ron Killings. Like the only era of Ron Killings I get rid of is right now because they've devalued the 24/7 championship. Like that's not his best stuff. He's the only reason that the 24/7 championship's been reasonably valid. And K-Quick. I get rid of the K-Quick era.
Come on, man.
His first, are you kidding me? His first run in WWE? It's horrible.
But without that, he wouldn't have left and become the world's first black NWA champion.
True.
So, I mean, it's really sad that it waited until then, but that's beside the point. Okay. So you took R-Truth, correct?
I'm taking R-Truth, yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, little Jimmy made me. So, God, that was such a good promo set. I'm sorry. He could bring that back and everybody would be like, yep, he needs to be world champion. He just needs to be the world champion. All right. And I love the promo. Man, when I was little, I wanted to be just like John Cena.
my childhood hero, John Cena. They really should have done way more with that. That whole run about 2 years ago, it should have entirely been R-Truth mimicking John Cena, leading up to an eventual WrestleMania match against John Cena.
Preferably for the title. I'd have played with that. I would have. Like, I understand where people were like, no, that's not legit. No, I think R-Truth could have pulled that off. That's why I chose R-Truth. I mean, it's that good of a run.
Okay.
I feel like we're going to be with Cena for a while, and I will say that as this happens, because I feel like we're going to start going that a theme is going to develop through this of John Cena former opponents who had great promos with him, that it's going to be tough for us not to remind the audience. The common thread amongst these competitors that we're probably going to have for the next 3-4 rounds is John Cena, and that's what makes all of them great. So I'm going to actually give you John Cena and The Rock.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to take The Rock because, you can't not. But John Cena, Roman Reigns.
Again, great promos. And John Cena kicked the shit out of him in that promo, and I really thought I was going to get CM Punk there. So I am going to take John Cena. But I would love for the John Cena Roman feud earlier this year to have been a little bit more extended so we can see this version of Roman have promos with John Cena. And I really would have loved had John Cena slipped up on a promo and Roman looking at him and saying, and they needed to do this and they didn't do it. It's called a promo, son. If you want to beat the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to cut one. That should have happened. It's like stupid with Randy Orton and Kofi. It should have happened. And it did with Randy Orton and Kofi. So I'm going to give you Roman and an early feud of Romans. I'm going to give you Roman and Bray Wyatt. Prime for both of them, though.
Bray.
Oof.
It's a tough one, but Bray.
It's tough because Bray cuts great promos, though.
Roman, in his prime, Bobby Lashley, which is not necessarily WWE, bro.
Yeah,
Bobby
that's
Lashley.
Impact. I'm going to take Roman. Roman right now is a tough beat, and I'm not joking. Had he and Cena been able to cut the promo that they should have cut, I probably would have taken Roman over Cena. Had he and Bray been able to cut promos against each other the way they should have cut it, I'm pretty sure you would have said Roman. But they've actually prevented Roman from having those promos cut. So I'm going to take Roman, which means I've got who?
Lashley.
Well, Lashley and somebody who's recently been in his prime and probably soon will be again, one Drew McIntyre.
Tough one, but I'm taking Lashley.
Really?
Drew McIntyre or Finn Balor.
Side note, Drew McIntyre's prime was Scottish Psychopath.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And his second best was his title run. But they wanted him to be a babyface too much. He should have still been Scottish Psychopath. I'm going to take Finn Balor. Reluctantly. Drew McIntyre in his prime. Hangman Adam Page in his prime, which is obviously right
now. I'm going to go out on a limb and take Hangman Adam Page because I feel like his prime is still coming. He's at the start of his prime.
I would agree that it's just starting.
But it's tough. So Drew McIntyre or Sheamus in his prime.
Oh, that's Drew, but Sheamus in his prime is much better than any of us give him credit for.
Agreed.
I mean, mind you, he put on banger matches, 4-star matches between him and Triple H. Now, I understand that most people would say that Sheamus Triple H 4-star match is kind of an oxymoron, but you watch some of those matches; those were solid. So I will give you. I'm taking Drew, but that's only because I like him better. That's really it. Sheamus in his prime. Also, Sheamus's prime was during the bar, which is unfortunate. At least in ring.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus, Adam Cole Bebe. Sheamus in his prime. Facing Triple H.
Still going to go with Adam Cole Bebe. Kind of for the same Hangman Page.
Just like him better.
Well, I feel like his prime's still on his way. I feel like WWE never truly gave him the chance to go. We're going to go 2 more full rounds here.
Okay.
Just for time's sake. So, Sheamus in his prime or Jeff Hardy in his prime.
Ooh. What would you when do you define Jeff Hardy's prime?
Oh, geez, that's entirely subjective because there's a lot of times that people could say. I mean, I would argue his WWE title run.
I would argue that his prime was the Undertaker. You didn't break me.
That could be an argument there. Some people would put his prime in TNA, but
some would say it was pre-Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal before he showed up drunk.
Yes, before that, his world title run. Prior to that,
so I'm going to get a little bit insensitive here, and I'm going to say that the problem with anything with Jeff Hardy's prime is that there is a fear that was the same fear that WWE had that may or may not have been justified. We still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A week and a half ago. And so I'm going to go ahead and say Sheamus, but reluctantly. Jeff Hardy in his prime, CM Punk in his prime.
CM Punk, hands down.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Jeff Hardy in his prime, Matt Hardy in his prime.
I really wasn't watching Impact during Matt Hardy's prime. And Broken Matt Hardy's just one of his many gimmicks. And it got over small scale, but it didn't work big scale. Jeff Hardy. I think there's more upside there than there was with Matt Hardy as Broken Matt Hardy. So Matt Hardy in his prime. Edge.
Well,
no, I'm going to change that. Christian.
I don't think it's changing my answer. The official answer to who the odd man out this week in Pick or Pass is going to be Matt Hardy because I'd be taking Christian in his prime.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But Broken Matt Hardy still, I mean,
Here's
frankly,
the deal.
Broken Matt Hardy doesn't exist. Impact does not exist today.
Yeah.
They were
the
on
whole
verge
goal of this
bankruptcy
was to
without
try
it.
to stop it from devolving, and I think we did.
Well, the facts are, yeah, I mean, there's an organization that owes its existence to Matt Hardy right now.
Mm-hmm.
They would be defunct. They would have gone the way of ROH long before ROH did.
And I will say this: I think the Broken Matt Hardy would have worked on a bigger scale if they would have been able to have done it on the bigger scale properly. Here's the problem: WWE didn't have the rights to it until they'd already kind of committed to the Woken Matt Hardy gimmick, which didn't work quite so well. And then AEW tried the Broken Matt Hardy gimmick. But unfortunately, there was this global pandemic going on that stopped crowds from being there. And I think that really hurt it. I think if Broken Matt Hardy had debuted in front of crowds, it would have been a different game altogether. But on that note, we are going to close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. If you joined us for the live stream, thank you. If you did not or are watching us on one of the replays or listening to us on the podcast platform audio, also thank you for listening. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this. It's the best way to support us. It's the free way to support us. Liking it, subscribing to it so you get notified, and then sharing it so your friends see it. So sending out a tweet or a Facebook post or a TikTok saying, hey, you guys got to listen to this podcast. That's the best way to support us on this thing. You can also support us by leaving a 5-star review on your podcast platform like Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars, just like the number of stars you're going to give your vacation if you ever make it to beautiful Turks and Caicos. Hashtag not sponsored. Please.
Hashtag still not sponsored.
1
vacation, and you'll be on all of these. Wait, you're
already on
free already.
Fuck. On that note, though, you can follow us on all the social medias. I am on pretty much all of them at Raw and Order WBU. But if you're trying to find us on Facebook, you search for @Pissant Podcast, and we pop up right there. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent K. Fabe, and that is only on Twitter. And rarely used.
You can follow JLB at whatever the fuck he says. I'm not going to give him free. You can also support us by purchasing merch like the Pissant Podcast hat, the Sasha Bear shirt. Sad news, though.
Hoodie.
Sad news. We can no longer get the Sasha Bear.
No more bears?
No more bears.
That was a limited run, huh?
Apparently.
I feel like I should have ordered a Sasha Bear.
I was frustrated too. So, but you can also get cool things like the autograph shirt that's behind me there. So when you go to your next wrestling show and you want to get a bunch of autographs it's a great keepsake there, or a bunch of other stuff on there. So you can head to rawandorderwbu.myspreadshop.com and check out the stuff there. All of the links are going to be in the doobly-doos to this podcast, so you can check it out there. All there. But on that note, we are going to close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
Least wrestling podcast ever.